What's up everybody, Bandit here. This is my truck bed. Now there's all different sorts of aftermarket accessories or even factory accessories that you can add to these. You have your bed covers, you have your bed racks like Chad has, you have bed caps, soft bed caps, bed rugs, bed mats, and the list goes on here, but I chose really to stay away from the majority of those. Many of you all know that I do have the rubber factory bed mat. I think that makes a huge difference, but outside of that, I'm not adding anything else to my bed. And here's why. So these trucks are offered in two different bed lengths. Here on the Access cab you can only get a 6 foot, but with the double cab trucks you can either get a 5 or a 6 foot box. Now the total bed height here is roughly 20 inches, and that has been more than enough for me to throw, tools, my weekend toys, camping gear, whatever I need back here, and it's been great. You also have several different tie down options. You have 2 here in the back, 2 in the front, as well as these 4 sliding tie downs here on either side. They have been great. Now these do not support quite as much weight. I believe the rating on these is roughly 220 pounds or so, which is still a good amount, but I would trust these D-rings here in the bed to go a lot more. Now again, there are several different options here for the aftermarket, but here's a look at how I use my truck. So this is the best way I've found to set up my truck for a weekend kayak adventure. So we attach one end of the ratchet strap here to the rear tie down point, come across one kayak through the handle here, up through the middle handle on my kayak, and then attach it to the front corner up there as well. So I haul both of these kayaks with only one ratchet strap. It really doesn't move around a whole lot at all. You can see this is Chrissy's kayak here. It's tucked under the bed rail up here in the front. So that holds it both forward and down, and this one keeps it pretty sturdy as well. As you can see, we do still have the rubber bed mat under there. That also really helps to keep both of these really sturdy and secure. And then you still are left with a little bit of room here on the sides to add your fishing poles, your tackle boxes, and everything like that. And overall this works out really great. So obviously this truck does have the 6 foot bed. With the tailgate down here, you are given an extra 20 inches or so, and this is really perfect. This is a 10-foot kayak, hers is a 9.5 foot, and I think you'd be fine to carry even up to a 12-footer. A lot of these fishing kayaks and even camping kayaks, larger kayaks are getting up to 12-footers and even 13-footers, and I think you'd be fine to haul that here on a 6-foot bed Tacoma. Now, if you did have a 5-foot bed and you are carrying these longer kayaks, it might be better to get a tailgate extender or something like that. Personally, I'm not a big fan of those. Some of them seem to work really great. Some of them are just kind of cheap. But if you have a 6-foot bed, I really think you'd be fine without any of those. As you can see, we might be hanging over maybe 1.5 foot, probably a little bit less on this 10-footer. But overall, I think that's fine. It's really not sticking out much. I've done probably 400 or 500 miles of highway driving, up to 75 miles an hour with this setup. It doesn't move around at all. Now, you will start to see a little bit of sway there from the ratchet strap, and maybe just a little bit of wiggling and flexing there out of the vertical kayak. But overall, it's not too bad, and I would feel very, very comfortable with this setup. Now with the kayaks and fishing poles there in the back, you might be asking yourself, where are the paddles? I actually keep those back there in the cab of the truck. We do have 2-piece paddles, so they snap right apart, and they fit perfectly in the width of the truck, just laying them down there in the cab. So I prefer to have mine back there. Obviously there still is a little bit of room back here in the bed if you would want to add that. If you're not going to be fishing, you could easily put your paddles there along the side, and really you could probably even carry more kayaks than this. You still have a lot of bedroom. You could easily nest another kayak here on top of this one and carry 3, maybe 4 of them. But just for the 2 of us, this is a really great setup. Another factor that goes into my decision making is rearward visibility. Now obviously you do still have your side mirrors, but even with the kayak setup here that we have in the back of this truck, you don't lose any visibility out of your rear view mirror or out of the back glass of your truck. Whether you're turning around, whether you're just glancing up and looking at that rear view mirror, it is perfectly the same as stock. You actually have to lean up a good bit in your seat to even see the kayaks back here at all. And that really plays a huge role in my decision making. As I said, You know, a lot of kayak racks or bed racks in general do take away from rearward visibility, as would a truck cap or, you know, something similar to that. With this, you're not losing any of that visibility, which obviously increases your safety and, you know, just the visibility out of your truck in general. Now, obviously, if you are just taking a weekend kayak adventure by yourself, things get even easier. Again, this is the 9.5-foot kayak, but going corner to corner here, it's barely sticking out over the tailgate at all. And obviously, I think you'd be just fine with one, maybe two straps with just the one kayak as well. But it is perfectly fine and well suited for 2 kayaks or even more. And, you know, regardless of what you're doing, I think this is a more than capable vehicle to tote around your boats. So if you've been with the channel for a while now, you've seen me carry many different things here in the back of my truck. We've used the bed to carry wheels and tires, we've used the bed to carry dirt bikes, four-wheelers, and now kayaks. And overall, I'm very happy I got the 6-foot bed, and I'm really happy I don't have any kind of topper or bed cover or bed rack or anything like that. You know, for the lifestyle I live, I think just a plain open bed is great. I would highly recommend that bed mat. We do have a video exclusively on that if you are interested, but it does make a really huge difference, and everyone that I know of that's seen that video has went out and purchased one of their own, because it really does make that big of a difference. So I am a huge proponent of that, but outside of that, I really feel like these trucks come very well equipped from the factory. And with all of the different things that you can throw in the bed, it really does make this truck a very, very usable daily driver and weekend toy. So thank you all very much for watching. If you're stopping in for the first time, please consider subscribing. And as always, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a fantastic week, everybody. We'll catch you next time.